The Partial Breakaway Podcast with your hosts Nick and Junior and producer Vince, bringing you elite fantasy hockey information to help you win your fantasy leagues and win at life.
Episode 116 of the Partial Breakaway Fantasy Hockey Podcast. I am co-host Junior, as usual, accompanied by co-host Nick to my right and producer Vince across the table from me. Boys, week 2 is in the books, and we've got some overachieving teams and some really underachieving teams that we're going to get to with a guest later.
Absolutely. It's Peter Icon that's going to be joining us later on in the program in order to discuss these hot and cold starts or freezing temperatures and scorching temperatures. We had a bunch of ideas for the name of this show. So,
Yeah.
did we ask ChatGPT?
Yeah, we did. It was, let's see here. What did you get? The one we like. Hot sheet and cold feet.
Hot sheet and cold feet, ladies and gentlemen.
Sheet?
Sheet, like a sheet. You know,
Like
a
a
hot
sheet of ice.
Nice sheet.
No, like, you know, you're a baker and you go and you put a sheet and there's hot stuff on it.
Sheet.
Oh,
Yes.
not sometimes, maybe sheet.
No, sometimes maybe sheet, sometimes maybe
not.
maybe good. Every day, my like yes. Ladies and gentlemen, another fun episode. Very fun to have a guest on as well.
Yes.
I'll just mention we did record this as the interview with Peter Icon as a live. There was some quality of sound issues with Peter's and ours connection. However, I think you pretty much get the gist of everything that Peter is saying.
Yeah.
So I hope you stick around until the end of the podcast to listen to that.
We actually wanted to do it live, but we can't because we don't have enough followers on Instagram.
Wait, before you get there, I just want to mention that YouTube actually came out with some statistics for us to look at.
Shoot. Let me
And
hear.
they mentioned that 80% of the people that watch our show don't actually follow and subscribe on YouTube. So that's
Gosh,
80%
darn
of
it.
you that could simply click that like and subscribe button and make us feel better about our day. Please do so because like we record this outside of the house on late nights with a lot of our time. So we hope that you guys appreciate it and we bring it to you free. You're not paying for any of this. So
Exactly.
I hope you guys appreciate it and enjoy this show. Are we ready? Or do we have anything else to talk about?
Well, so just we have the usual odd man rush on tap, the Partial Breakaway Listener League roundup and schedule
Schedules
assessment.
that goes with that, yep.
And then we have the interview with Peter Icon where we talk about the over and under achievers of this NHL early season.
Talk about this, Junior? Talk about this up here.
Where can they follow us, Junior?
If you're not going to like and subscribe on YouTube, at least follow us on our socials at Partial Break Pod on Instagram, X, and TikTok. We had a pretty good week last week in terms of being active, a lot of engagement. And actually, I'm going to just shout it out right now. Mea culpa, as we reported Bolduc as a rookie. And thanks to a couple of listeners who told me not to shout them out, but I'll do so anyway. At Died on Sunday and at Jonathan B5V4C for pointing it out. Bolduc, they're right, is not
Of course not. He played
playing
with
his
St. Louis
rookie
last
season
year.
because he played 72 games with the St. Louis Blues last year.
Well,
but you know what?
My overreaction was wrong. I apologize, okay?
But
Okay,
you
at
know
least we
what?
it's you.
At least we got some engagement.
Maybe we should say things wrong more often just to get some engagement.
No,
right?
wait till if we talk about the Oilers, it's going to cause some engagement.
Oh, boy.
So one thing that we didn't talk about in the interview later that I thought was a great start to the season was Anaheim. I really wanted to talk about Anaheim and Seneke, specifically about Seneke.
Seneca.
Seneca.
That's another comment we got.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
another comment we
I
got.
don't mind being corrected.
Correcting our pronunciations. It's supposed to be Seneca.
Very
not
nice.
Seneke.
Seneca, that's interesting.
Well, it's good. You get the names wrong 90% of the times,
Exactly.
Vince, but
So,
this time
boom.
we all got it wrong, so it's fun.
Let's get it started.
Do we get it started, guys?
Yeah, I thought you would have had no intro today. No.
You're right. I could have.
Odd Man Rush.
All right, guess no intro.
Well, I mean, you were just going off topic again.
My intro was about the Anaheim Ducks, right? That was my intro. Listen, guys. Listen. By the way, Odd Man Rush is brought to you by Sportira.
Whether you're chasing goals, breaking records, or building champions, Sportira has your team covered. Custom uniform, premium textiles, fast turnaround. From the field to the court, from grassroots to pros, Sportira brings your game to life. Outthink, outwork, outplay. www.sportira.com.
Well, I'll tell you somebody that's being outplayed, Junior. That's the first guy on our list here on Odd Man Rush.
Oh, you're hosting Odd Man
I'm
Rush?
not, but that
When
was
it
a
said
fun
Vince?
way to segue it.
So don't start. Don't
Oh,
start.
God.
Stay in your lane, buddy.
All right.
Stay in your lane. So, Odd Man Rush is we take news and notes and trends of the NHL and turn it into 30-second takes, which usually lasts 3 minutes. Once again, because as you can see, one of my co-hosts can go off topic for no reason. And as you guys heard, this segment is sponsored by Sportira. So, we'll talk about the first guy on the list, since you guys wanted to talk about Edmonton Oilers. Bouchard, cold feet, 0 points in 6 games. $10.5 million contract. Is this a bump in the road? Is this going to be a regrettable contract? Nick, I'm going to start with you since you wanted to talk about Edmonton.
So obviously, this is a very small sample size. People should not be overreacting to this, as Bouchard is still one of the most elite offensive players and playing on a very offensive team. As a fantasy take, you should definitely not sell your Bouchard stocks right now. But if you could maybe find an owner of Bouchard who's looking at the first 6 games with, 0 points or
0,
0,
0, 0.
so if you find a owner of Bouchard who's getting some cold feet, maybe this is your chance to buy low on him. Junior?
Look, his
0, 0, 0, 0.
I'm surprised we still have that soundbite.
we still have it.
Surprise producer Vince knows where it is.
Yeah,
His bread and butter is the power play, and the Edmonton power play is 20th in the league right now at 17.7%. Until that gets going, Bouchard will not get going. But this is who Bouchard is. If he's not putting up points, he's making lousy mistakes, at least in the regular season. Because I know in the playoffs, he was much better in terms of his all-around play. But in season, he's known to have these boneheaded plays at least once a game or once every 2 games. And because they're costly right now and he's not helping create goals, it's standing out like a sore thumb.
I think that's the key part, because he's basically like Erik Karlsson. Erik Karlsson was never the best defensive defenseman, but people never spoke about it because he always put up the points. And the years he didn't put up the points, then people decided that it's time to criticize his defensive play, which absolutely made no sense. So,
I think it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
It makes.
You're not a good hockey player. You can only do one thing.
As a defenseman, he got 100 points. Tell me he's not a good hockey player?
You're absolutely right. But I'm saying that if
he can't
dries up,
sustain that.
if you can't sustain that,
Nick, if
you're a minus 40.
at
Bouchard
10
has played 6 games. He's minus 5 right now.
at 10.5 million, that's
10.5 million.
There, Edmonton already has one defenseman that's making 9.5. That's
Well,
He's on an 82 game pace of 0.
zero.
I'm skeptical of him, even if one of Draisaitl and McDavid is not there anymore. It's already a big problem for Bouchard.
He's starting off cold.
But
let's be serious.
I
here.
would
He's
give
gonna
it-
pick it up.
I would give it 20 games. After 20 games, that's when I start to worry. But we're 6 games in, 5 games in.
Okay, well, let's just postpone the podcast for another 14 games, and then we'll talk again.
Okay, so basically he's going to turn it around,
I think
is
so,
what
yeah.
we're all saying.
Yeah, for
I think
sure.
Edmonton will turn around. I think he will turn around as soon as they call Ingram to go in nets and Skinner to be sent to.
He's playing almost 25 minutes
Yeah.
of ice time per night on average right
Yeah.
now. That's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, they still rely on him as a number 1. and maybe he's getting
Like,
exposed.
he's still got good deployment. He still has 21 shots on goal in 6 games, which is over 3 shots per game. Everything is indicating he's going to turn it around.
So our next one. Oh wait, we have it.
Ding.
Did Junior move it?
I didn't move anything. Don't start.
You're the producer.
Bam. All right. So basically, all the Kachucks are on the shelf.
Listener Dan is very happy.
Yeah, Brady Kachuk out 8 weeks.
I have Brady Kachuk.
How hard? Yes.
He doesn't like the Kachucks.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yes.
So Brady Kachuk out 8 weeks for Ottawa Senators. Junior, how much of a hit is this on Ottawa?
I mean, it's a big hit because they already didn't come out of the gate flying. So you add a Kachuk injury to what's not a great start. It's very worrisome. Right now, there's two things keeping them keeping their head above water, and it's Shane Pinto and their power play, who's at a 25% rate right now, which is top 10 in the league. So it's worrisome. I can't even tell you who's going to take their spot because Zetterland's been sucking. Batherson has come back and he's been pretty good, but I don't see a guy here that's gonna just step up like David Perron. We're expecting him to take over that load. Their depth to cover a top guy is not there.
Yeah, well, I mean, Brady started off 3 games, played 3 assists. He was on a point per game pace. But what's more interesting about him, or what's more important about him, is that he's like literally the life of this team. He's the heartbeat of this team.
He's the captain.
He's more so than he's the captain. Yeah, 11 hits in 3 games that he's played. I think this is unfortunate for Ottawa, especially for their playoff aspirations. 8 weeks is a long time to not have your best player. And he is, I mean, Stützle, you could argue, is the most offensive player, but I would say all around, Brady Kachuk is probably their best.
And the sorry, I don't
Jake
want to
Sanderson
extend
comes
it, but the Canadians and the Red Wings are off to fast starts, and those are the teams that they're technically going to be we're projected to compete with for a playoff spot, right? So
With the condensed schedule in 4 weeks, you're playing a lot of games.
yeah,
That's very true. Very
It's
true.
gonna be, especially with the Olympic break. It's gonna be tough for Ottawa. Someone needs to step up. Who it's gonna be, we're not sure yet. The forgotten fantasy player. That's what I call him. Mark Scheifele. Everybody always forgets about Mark Scheifele, but he's a hell of a player.
He is.
And this week became the franchise leader in points for the Winnipeg Jets. What can you guys tell me about Scheifele? Like fantasy relevant, even in Dynasty. I mean, for what he puts up and his salary, isn't he like in the top tier of players you want on your team, Nick?
Well, I mean, he has 6 goals and 3 assists in 5 games played. I mean, I don't think that's sustainable necessarily. But last year, he ended up with 87 points in 82 games. So you're over a point per game player last year, and you seem to be right on pace to do. Well, he's on pace for double that, but I mean, in realistic terms, he's on pace to do pretty much the same thing again this year. There's no reason to think that he's going to slow down. For all of you that get scared of any player that hits the age 30 or above, player is 32 years old, and he's having his best seasons to date, pretty much already. So, I mean, it's a very good start. I think Scheifele the team's good. They've been good for a while. It's hard not to own him in fantasy.
Drew?
agreed. I think he's one of the most underrated players, and I think he has a legit shot to make the Canadian team.
So this might seem like old news, but this literally happened the day after we put we put the podcast out. Lane Hudson finally signs his extension with Montreal. 8 years, 8.8 million. This is magical work from Kent Hughes. Junior, we're going to start with you. Tell me what you think about the contract, and if you can, is it because we last podcast we spoke about Hughes and who's their defenseman that's and
Dobson?
no, Lacombe.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That signed, and we didn't know if they were going to be which one was if any of them were going to be regrettable. So, What do you think about Hudson and his extension?
I think it's a win-win. He still got 8.85. Could he have made a little less, a little more? Probably. But it's a huge win for the Canadians. It allows them to compete for a lot much longer time. I don't expect Hudson to slow down. And the one thing I've noticed is since that extension, he's been a lot better. So I don't know if that was like weighing on him a little bit, but he's too good. I mean, I don't expect a sophomore slump from him, and I don't expect him to not be a huge factor for this team for the next 8 years.
Nick?
I mean, what a masterclass contract. You see a guy like Lacombe who didn't put up these kind of numbers and getting 9 million in Anaheim, and now you're seeing Lane Hudson coming in less than that. I know there was a lot to do with the fact that there was no
A lot on signing bonus.
a lot of it is signing bonus, and Montreal has the ability to do that because they have an owner who has money,
Yeah.
and this is where that comes into play, right? But still, you're under 9 million. That's a phenomenal. And I think I actually saw a chart that was posted by a Habs site, a Habs fan site, and they said like Slavkovsky, Suzuki, Caulfield, Dobson, Hudson, and there was
Goalie,
one more,
Goalie.
Goalie, all in the
and they're
contract.
all here for at least the next decade, pretty much, or not decade, but like at least the next 5-6 years, and they're all under
the
$10 million
the
players.
window for Montreal is starting to open now.
Well, the window's open.
Yeah, it's open now.
It's opening.
and
yeah.
now it's time to step into the next year.
And just a piece of information that I didn't even know, but the signing bonuses are huge for a Canadian team because it's like a tax break.
Mm-hmm.
And also, as of next season, you can't give more than 60% of their contract as a signing
signing
bonus. So this
played
was the
around
time
that.
to use it.
Excellent.
Next, it could be a touchy subject. Carter Hart signs with Vegas PTO. It's reported that it's at 1.8 million for 2 years that they're looking at. Two questions: is this going to be a distraction for Vegas, and is he going to be, or will he be battle out Aiden Hill for the starting job? The distraction I'm saying is because if I'm not mistaken, there was a reporter from the Athletic that asked Carter Hart a question about what happened, the trial in the off season, and that reporter was escorted outside the building.
I think that
I don't
he
think-
asked
I don't-
he
he
asked
didn't
the
ask Carter
question
Hart.
to the team
Was it to the team? Oh, yeah,
before
Hart was
before
there
they
to the
signed him.
team,
It
yes,
wasn't
it was before
official
they
yet.
signed him.
Yes, before they signed
And
him.
they
And they
escorted him
escorted him
out. I
out.
think it was I don't know if his first name is Mike, but it was Lazarus.
Yes.
Yes, who's a Chicago reporter.
Yeah.
But
So,
Chicago was playing Vegas that week,
Okay.
and he was there.
so Nick, what do you think about the Carter Hart signing? Will be a distraction.
that was gutless, by the way.
And will he have a chance to battle Aiden Hill and actually overtake Aiden Hill?
Well, the way Aiden Hill has started is maybe not the best. Like we're gonna keep this fantasy related, obviously, as we're a fantasy podcast. But 4 games played for Aiden Hill, only 1 win, 882 save percentage. I mentioned that Aiden Hill is not necessarily the greatest goalie, I think, and he's very inconsistent from game to game. Last year he showed 32 wins, so he did very, very well last year with a 906 save percentage, 909 the year before that. So I kind of took my pill and swallowed it because, he's not horrible. But he's not starting off this year very well, and his goal save above expected is in a minus 1.88, which is not ideal. What does this mean? It means that Carter Hart might have a chance to battle for one of these spots. It's not guaranteed that he's going to get it, but it's a possibility is all I'm saying. And why not? Now, the problem is that Carter Hart has been out of hockey for a very long time. So Akira Schmid is really the person that's going to be taking the load right now. But eventually, when he gets up to speed and he's not rusty anymore, perhaps there's a chance that he takes over.
Junior.
Yeah, I think it's still Aiden Hill's job to keep. I think it'll still be his, even if Carter Hart makes the team. I just think it'll alleviate a bit of the load off Hill, which will make him better. Uh, he just signed a 6-year contract at 6.25 extension last year,
Mhm.
so he's still got 6 years left at 6.25. Aiden Hill's the guy until maybe the later end of that contract.
Yeah.
The next topic, player who had a really good rookie season, and we thought the coach Torts might have held him back during his rookie season. Junior spoke to him about the overreaction of Mitchkov
Last week,
last week in week one.
episode 115.
Yeah. So, Mitchkov, 5 games, 1 goal. It's been reported that he started the off season behind because of an injury that they haven't spoken about. Like, is this them trying to protect the star and making something small seem like this is the reason he's not performing, or is there something bigger inner that they're keeping secret right now, Nick?
I haven't read the report, so I'm not going to comment on that. But you read the report, Junior. Can you elaborate a bit on that?
Rick Tocchet just basically said that he's starting from behind because of what Vince said. Like, came to camp out of shape, and supposedly he mentioned there was an ankle injury that nobody knew about going into camp, during camp, or after camp.
Hmm.
So this was all news to anybody who follows the team. So it's very murky what's happening in Philadelphia with Mishkov right now, but hopefully it's just out of shape because that can change.
Right.
It's easy to get into game shape, and then he's back to where he was to end the year last year.
Especially with the resource NHL teams have, it's not that hard.
But
Well-
if the question marks about Mishkov or attitude and all this stuff, and that's playing a factor into being out of shape, then then there's bigger problems.
Well,
but as
still-
far as we know, there's no attitude problems.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't want to speculate on that. The only thing I'll say is that it's very early. So he could easily turn this around and end up having a better point pace than he did last year, which was he ended up getting 63 points in 80 games, which is a 65-point pace. So he has plenty of time to catch up. Now, 5 games played so far, 1 goal. It's not ideal. Only 7 shots on net. That's less than 2 shots per game. And he's known as the
How
goal
much
scorer,
He
right?
much
averaged
time
two
on
and a half
ice?
last year.
how much time on ice is he getting, Nick?
About 15, which was about 2 minutes almost less than last year so far. But that could also be because of what we just mentioned, right? Like out of shape a bit, maybe ankle injury, still recovering.
So Mitchkov owners, we're not pressing the panic button right here. We're just waiting to see.
No, you hold
what-
right now.
Yeah,
I
you
mean.
hold and you wait to see
Oh,
what
yeah, yeah,
progresses.
yeah.
I mean, it's not.
We
we're not-
own him in the DPR league.
Yeah, exactly. We're not pushing the panic button. This kid's full of talent. It's just
Yeah.
we just don't know what story to believe right now. So you keep a hold of him and then wait for more information to come out.
Remember that story, the offseason, the accident he had with. I wonder if maybe the injury came from there and they didn't want it. It wasn't major.
Even that story was murky. He wasn't driving, but the car was under his name. It's
strange.
speaking about injuries. Wow, what a segue! God. So there's a few players week 2 that have either injuries or taking some time off. Montour has taken some time,
Family
I
matter.
leave an absence for a family matter.
We don't know what that is. But
Gooley,
all the best to him and his family.
yeah, exactly. Gooley, I mean,
4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks again. Papier Maché, loose leaf, he's starting to get into that category. Laney Doc, it's from what they're telling us, it's day to day. They just took a off game last game, so it says day to day for now, but
So,
not
so
more information.
I have a
come out.
theory about that one.
Go.
The Line A and Dak, we're talking about a player that in Dak who missed a big chunk of games
Like the past 2
last
years.
year, right?
Past 2 years.
Past 2 years, yeah, absolutely. So he's coming back from a big injury. You might want to play it safe with him. So even if it's not a full injury that he has, right? you might want to just play it safe with him. And because there's so many back-to-backs this year and so many games, like this week, there's 4 games for the Montreal Canadiens, right? It might be safe to rest him in between some of these games. And I think the same thing from Laine. Laine had a big injury also last year. So I think that it's safe to kind of, not bench him, but you're feeling a little bit of twig. Why don't you sit out a game or two, right?
Yeah, you're a little bit sore. Is it tight? Is it tightening up? Don't risk it. Like
We
it's-
have players like Valeno that needed to play some games.
Yeah.
We have players like if this was the playoffs, I think both of these guys are playing.
Yeah. So it was
You know?
it was basically just
Maintenance.
precaution and stuff like that.
Precautionary maintenance and maybe time management, like just having a bit of time management there.
All right, now we're gonna talk about undefeated teams. So the real ones. So Carolina, 5 wins, 5 games played, 5 wins, 0 loss, 0 OT loss. Colorado Avalanche, 6 games played, 5 wins, 1 OT loss. Vegas Golden Nuts. That's a good name.
Hey,
huh?
listen. If ever Peanuts or Planters Peanuts, is that Planters?
I
yeah,
think so,
planters,
yeah.
yeah.
If they ever want to sponsor us, this man knows
there you
about
go.
nuts.
Exactly. Bam. So Vegas Golden Knights, 6 games played, 4 wins, 2 overtime losses. Seattle Kraken, 5 games played, 3 games, 2 overtime losses. Let me see if I'm missing anybody, and that's about it. So these are all teams that haven't lost in regulation yet. Nick, most impressive one so far.
Carolina, absolutely Carolina. Ehlers has fit like a glove on that team. Jackson Blake starting off the season very hot. Stankoven looks like he took over that second line center spot, which I know that we're very happy about that in our DPR league.
I'm just got the Ehlers. 0 points.
0, 0, 0.
Hold on. So
just-
yes, you're right that 0 points. But I did read an article that spoke about Ehlers fitting in like a glove, and the reason for that is his zone entries are extremely good, and the
Advanced
team loves the way he has it.
Advanced Analytics Department.
Yes.
Okay.
So analytically, he's doing very well, even though currently his score sheet is empty. You're right.
And they're doing it with their third goalie, Bussi, who was from Boston.
Well, no, Frederick Anderson is playing a lot of games.
Yeah, he's got 3 wins and 3 starts.
Bussi has 2 wins and 2 starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
one was on a back-to-back and the other one was on an off night. But
Yeah. I mean,
Anderson is still the starter. It's
Yeah.
not like Boosie's.
in 5 games played, Ehlers has over 3 shots per game.
Yeah.
So 3.6
Yeah, but-
shots per game.
He was always a high volume shot taker, even with Winnipeg. And that's why they usually played him on the second power play because of that reason. Nick, Junior, are the teams I named. Give me someone besides Carolina.
I'm gonna go Colorado.
Hmm.
I think even with the Blackwood injury, Wedgwood stepped in and was absolutely dominant.
Very good point.
It's going to be hard for, I believe, I know you guys disagree with me, but I think it's going to be hard for Blackwood to now come back, who was actually called up from his stint with the AHL, his conditioning stint. Is that what they call it? Yeah. So he's back with the team. We'll see who gets to start next game, but Wedgwood was way too good. And, sometimes it's hard to be impressed with someone that's this good, but McKinnon has 10 points in 6 games, has already 25 shots on goal. Like he's absolutely amazing and came out of the gates flying. So as we speak, whoever drafted McKinnon above McDavid
Is
is off to a great start.
what about Martin HS? We always talk about players that are on contract years. 4 goals, 6 assists. Like, what's going to be the demand on this guy at the end of the year?
He looks really comfortable now on this team. He looks really, really comfortable playing
fits really
with
well there.
McKinnon. I think he can get Rantanen money, and I think he would deserve it. I would give it to him.
Nick,
12 million.
it's big.
Look, they didn't
Rantanen.
want to give Rantanen 12
Yeah.
million. I can't see how you give Nakash 12 million. But if you can negotiate with Nakash for maybe 10,
Because remember, they still got to sign him Makar. It's gonna be an interesting little take for Colorado in the next few years.
If he even signs for 10. I
Yeah,
don't know.
exactly. It depends.
Could we talk? Just mention one more underrated guy. Maybe it's because he's playing with McKinnon, but Lehkonen has 7 points in 6 games. He's like a Swiss Army knife. That he must have been. What's that expression when you're bitten there?
Snake bitten.
Snake bitten while he was with the Canadians so much that now he's on a new team and he has new life.
I don't know about snake bitten,
But,
I just think
I
that
just
he
don't
never
think he
played
was-
with a McKinnon,
Yeah, that's true too.
right?
He was always with Montreal. He was a third liner. They were putting him in a check.
they never played him. They never,
Never,
exactly.
never
they never,
played him in an offensive role that he should have been. That he could have played in. So
if you look at a line combination that you want three different types of players in each spot, right? You might have one guy that has more size, like a Rantanen. One guy who has the center has a two-way game, like a McKinnon, and then maybe somebody that's a little more defensive responsible to let McKinnon play more offense, right?
Oh, look, it's Nakash,
But-
McKinnon, and Lehkonen.
Right. So what I'm trying to say is that in Montreal, you didn't have anything like that.
yeah,
Suzuki was still young
Yeah.
when Lehkonen was there. So what were you playing with? Evans? Who was he playing with? He
I
wasn't
don't
playing with
even
anybody.
know
like
which centers came and
Exactly.
went anymore.
Dvorak.
Dvorak.
You know, like I'm sorry, but
I know
there
he
was
played
no
with
offense
Gallagher
there.
quite a bit, but Plekanec?
But again, like I love Plekanec, but Plekanec was
at
not
the
an
end of-
offensive
end
dynamo,
of his career. Yeah, exactly.
right?
Finally, listen, we're all about the whole Demidov for Calder, but I think someone might have a say on this, and it is the first overall pick, Schaefer, starting the season on fire. 5 games, 5 points, 1 goal, 4 assists. We all thought that he was gonna come. We knew he was gonna make the Islanders team, but we all thought D'Angelo was gonna get PP1 and they were gonna work Schaefer into all this. But this kid is just took the bull from the horns from the bull.
The bull by the
The
horns.
whole bull from the horns.
We're just
and it-
full of
and
great
it's-
expressions
and
today.
It's just it's just racking. I mean, he's a -1. He has 1 power play goal, 5 points. What do you? Are you guys impressed? That's my question. Nick, are you impressed with this kid?
Let's be honest, guys. We mentioned that the guy didn't play a lot of hockey last year. He was always injured. He comes into this season a jump from juniors as the number 1 overall pick, jumps into the NHL, and he looks like he belongs right away.
Defenseman. It's so rare.
It's
to
so
see a
hard to
defenseman
That age?
Yeah.
Oh man, like he's looking really good. And let me tell you, I own him in one league where it's a keep 12 league, right? And we start like 21 players. And everybody's asking me, is he for sale? And I'm like, look, I tanked all season to get the number 1 pick last year. I had a lot of pain in me to get that number 1 overall pick. I'm not trading him now. But he looks like he's been getting a lot more opportunity than Misa, right? Who
Yeah.
we picked first
Yes,
overall in our DPR league. Maybe that was a mistake, the way that Schaefer's playing now. I don't know.
Time will tell. But
Time will
it is very impressive. I wasn't as high as most people on Schaefer, but I think he's starting to change my mind.
It's early, but obviously your mind changes very quickly.
I didn't think he was going to be bad. I just didn't think he was going to be as this good, this impactful.
Yeah, he does look a lot more impactful than I would have thought.
That is it for the Odd Man Rush.
Odd Man Rush.
So before we go back to our next segment, we're just going to give you guys the DraftKings promo. Hockey's back, and this season, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, brings you all the speed, skill, and non-stop action you love. Talk new customers, bet just $5, and if you bet wins, you'll get paid out $300 in bonus bets instantly. Let's say man, the way you wrote it, Junior, is just delete this part. So basically, guys, you go to DraftKings.
Copy paste
Go to DraftKings. there's especially this week. That's a heavy week with teams that are playing 4 games. You have a lot of options of anytime goals, anytime points. You can parlay a few in the same game. So uh, basically, especially at the beginning of the season, you know there's going to be a lot of goals. So take advantage. Put those anytime goals. Put those points to players that won't get them more during the season.
New customers.
New customer. Where do you see new customers? No, I read that one. Call to action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code THPN. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets. If your bet wins in partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY for 67369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-7897-777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, pass-through of per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdictions. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gambling resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. Copyright NHL 2025. All rights reserved.
Well done, Vince.
Yeah.
Well done, Vince. Live reads are not always easy, but I think you hit it out of the park there.
Yeah.
There was a couple of stutters,
You
but
know,
nothing else
Instead
to
of
be.
ORG.
They're
and
not
I've-
the easiest
They're not easy,
things
man.
to
They're not easy to read.
voice.
When you're reading it like that, right? But it's, yeah.
It's because these scripts get updated so quickly, we can't even record them and just press play because then we.
Well, they're not live then.
No, exactly.
All right. Well, thank you for our sponsor of DraftKings. Let's move on to our next segment, which is brought to you by.
Wake up to the aroma of fresh bread and warm croissants baked every morning at Boulangerie Pâtisserie Italia. From cannolis to crusty Italian loaves, every bite is made with passion, tradition, and a touch of Italy. Come taste the difference, where every pastry tells a story and every loaf is baked with love. Boulangerie Pâtisserie Italia, situated at 5496 Chantalon East, Saint Leonard. Come visit. All right, we're gonna guess on this one.
Nope.
Nope.
No,
That's definitely the 70s type music.
Yeah.
That Nick affectionately calls Pebble, but no one else likes it. Partial breakaway listener.
Talk to us, Nick.
Yes, sir. Brought
it-
to you by Patisserie Boulangerie Italia because they helped us revamp this beautiful studio we have behind us.
The brick and mortar.
The brick.
I love how you
Still,
say that.
still a little bit dry. Still.
So thank you again to Patisserie Boulangerie Italia for the support and the effort to making our studio look as good as we do.
Absolutely. Now, Junior, why don't you talk to us about how we're doing so far in PBLL?
Oh boy! Well, I know I'm doing great. I ended last week second and third, and I end this week second and third. We have. I wish I knew all of Vince's names, but I don't.
They're right there.
No, but yeah, but you renamed them to something else.
Alien Invasion, Max D, and Bigfoot. I got 3 sons. It's all about monster trucks right now. That's what it is.
All different names, not Vince. So, where are you at in the standings?
12th, 27th, and 32. But 32, Bigfoot was 42nd after week 1. So,
All right, so we're gaining ground.
yeah, we took a big jump with Bigfoot.
Co-host Nick, I see you have 2 at the bottom there,
any traction made this week?
No, it's bad. It's bad, guys. I can't lie about it. I'm not really sure this choosing teams that play 4 times. Either I'm choosing the wrong teams each time, or there's something else going on because it's not making any sense to me.
So just say in week 2, David Hockey got the most points, 128.2. Then the Joker got 119.5, and listener, he misspelled his name. My God,
Listener Umni.
and Batman both got about 115 points, and listener Bats too, 115 points. So, I mean, David Hockey really picked a great team in week 2 to run away with it at 128.
Yeah, well, his if we want to look at his team and what worked this week, he had a combo of Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar, who got some points today on this Sunday. Kyle Connor, who had a hell of a week. Pavel Dorofeyev, who just can't stop scoring. David Pasternak had a flaming hot week, by the way. Keeps putting up points the way he
ended
does.
it with 2 goals this today.
Yeah, 2 goals today. So yes, Kel McCarr, and he had Matthew Schaefer to round up. And then a nice $1.5 million contract in goal, Wedgwood of the Colorado Avalanche, who I believe did not lose a game. So kudos to David Hockey on a great week. You guys were onto something. Not every team that plays 4 games is going to have a good week. And last week, at the beginning of this week, I was like, let's smash the Oilers because they're playing 4 games and McDavid hadn't had a goal yet. And so I dipped in that and I took McDavid and Ryan Nugent Hopkins. And luckily, they were the only 2 who actually got multiple points this week. So you're right. And even just to say, like, we were high on Utah. Vince was big on Utah to go into the week. But the first 2 games, they only scored 1 goal per game. And then they scored 6, and then today they scored 3, but all of their big guns
players.
got
Keller,
points.
if you had Keller, Cooley on your team, it paid off.
Yep, that's me. I had. So, did you guys change your strategy at all with the teams you have? I know I have 2 teams. One of them is a combo. I kept the combos, and the other one is more schedule related, big guys. So I kept the same strategies going into for both teams. Did you guys change anything at all?
Well, for my I've been talking about the Bigfoot team is because the Bigfoot team is the strategy is the team that I'm going to go with where the strategy is. Teams that play the most games are going to be on my team, and the schedule for next week is stacked with teams that play for. I mean, the one team you want to avoid next week is Chicago. So basically, everybody who has Bedard and Nazar, you'd like to bench them this week because they only play 2 games. But I mean, Buffalo, Calgary, Colorado, Dallas, Oilers, Kings, Minnesota, Montreal, Nashville, New Jersey, San Jose, Seattle, Utah, Vancouver, and Winnipeg all play 4 games. So one of my strategy was basically looking which teams were playing at home and had a bit of an easier schedule than others. So I kept the same players. I put in my ELC contracts, I put in a lot of the San Jose, Celebrini, Will Smith, even though they've had a slow start
For
to
this
season.
upcoming week?
Yeah, for this upcoming week. I know they've had a slow start, but I mean they're too good of a players not to get out of that funk they're in, right? So that was my strategy. I kept my Utah players because they helped me, and I just inserted San Jose players here and there.
Yeah, I mean, I went with a Montreal-based lineup.
Yeah.
They're playing 4 times this week. I know it's in the West Coast, but Cole Caulfield's been on fire, right? 5 goals in 6 games played. 3 more assists, 17 shots. I also went and added McCann, who has 3 goals so far. Kept Logan Cooley from Utah. Added Yanni Nyman. I don't know if you know Yanni Nyman from Seattle, but I sure didn't. He
But
only
he
has
fit in
2
the
goals, but
fit
he
in the
fit in the
salary.
contract. So Demidov is in there as well for me. I'm keeping Gunter because I just find he's such a great player. 22 shots on net so far in 6 games played. Lane Hudson, cheap contract,
Cheap
potential
contract.
to do something. I added Mike Matheson.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what? He's playing huge minutes and he's playing important minutes. He didn't get a point on that overtime winner of Caulfield, but he created the play with um, tying up 2 people against the boards there. Enjoyed the cord. Sorry, guys, but this guy is looking good so far. I'm going to ride the hot hand and keep Joy the cord in there. Only $5 million.
Junior?
I think I'm gonna. I haven't done the lineup yet, but I like Winnipeg. I think I'm gonna dip my feet into the Winnipeg
You never
waters.
do your lineup, eh?
No, because no. Uh, so the reason I like Winnipeg is because they're playing Calgary twice, Seattle and Utah. I'm strongly gonna consider Hellebuck here, like I did with Shesterkin the first week. Calgary and Seattle are not high scoring teams, and he's gonna get at least 2 of those games. So I like that, and I also like the schedule Vancouver has. I see some high scoring games against Pittsburgh, Nashville, Montreal, Edmonton. They're battling some injury woes going into it, but that's a team I'm looking at too to fill out my roster. And I think I'm gonna keep my Edmonton players this week. They're playing Ottawa, Montreal, Seattle, and Vancouver. I think
No Shane Pinto for you?
I'm just
He's so hot.
he's so hot, but I
He'll
don't know.
get the
I don't
opportunity.
trust the Senators. I want to see. I don't know. Buffalo has a nice schedule too, guys.
Yeah. Well,
That's true.
I mixed up. I mixed my other team. I mixed Winnipeg and Buffalo guys. But one guy that some of you want to take a look at is Jake Allen. Markstrom's out for week to week, so he's out this week. There are 4 games. It's 1 back to back. But I mean, Toronto.
Jack Hughes is heating up.
Yeah, Toronto, Minnesota, San Jose, and then they have a tough game in Colorado. But
All at home
yeah,
except Toronto.
so if you're looking for a cheap goalie, just to fill up your Jake Allen could be your answer this week.
All right. That makes sense.
Do we have anything else to add about the PBLL league, or else we'll introduce our guest?
Yes, brought to you by ANC. Photo.
ANC.
That Nick affectionately calls Pebble, but no one else likes it. Partial breakaway listener.
Before bringing in Peter, icon of Kazagrek in the greater Montreal area, the segment is going to be over and underachieving teams to start this NHL season. We're going to touch on who's hot, who's cold, and who are the catalysts of these teams in both directions, if you will. And that is brought to you by ANC Photo Booths for an unforgettable experience at your big events. A professional photo booth service with a discount if you tell them that the Partial Breakaway family sent you. So we've already mentioned it time and time again that they've added a dry ice and cold sparks machine. If you don't know what a cold sparks machine is, it's that machine that sends out fireworks. So if you want to feel like a wrestler and have your own entrance, by all means, just ask them about their spark machine. And if you want to give them a follow and know more of what they have to offer, visit them at acphotoboots.ca or on Instagram at ancphotoboots. Andrew and Cynthia have the best prices and the best service. They have that best combo in the business. Give them a shout, reach out, and I'm telling you, they won't let you down.
All right. Well, without further ado, we will be introducing Peter Icon to the Partial Breakaway podcast. Have a listen, guys. Enjoy the show. And thank you again. Like and subscribe.
Like always.
Like always.
Have a good week.
And we are live.
Our guest tonight is an icon in the greater Montreal area, part of the Casagrec family, but today we welcome him to ours. It's always a good day when you talk to Peter Icon. Welcome to the Partial Breakaway Fantasy Hockey Podcast,
Guys,
Peter.
you guys make me feel great. Thank you for the invite. It's a pleasure being on your show this evening.
Thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure having you. To be honest, because obviously we've heard great things, but also it's great to have somebody that's a big part of the community, and we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to come on and just talk hockey, man. Just talk hockey with us.
When it comes to hockey, guys, I'm all in, all in. And
Excellent.
let me just tell you guys a couple of things about hockey. Team Greece in ball hockey will be playing this November in Dominican Republic, down there representing the white and blue, and it's going to be on November 23rd till November 30th. 4-on-4 hockey. We're about to have a great experience, and we want to come back with some kind of a hardware for sure.
That's amazing.
I love it. I love it. Greece has been doing this for quite a while now, right, Peter?
Well, it's been around for almost 30 years.
That's right.
The boys have been they've been doing great. But this time it's going to be a different federation, and we're expect it to be a 4-on-4 hockey, and I'm going to be the coach of that team. So it's going to be a new experience for me because 4-on-4 is not the same thing as 5-on-5. So we're going to have to see how we're going to have to plan this out. But we got a couple of great players. We got a couple of great players, and I think we're going to do pretty well in this tournament.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Well, let's start you off with some early underachievers. So obviously we're week 2 now of the NHL schedule, and we've seen some teams start off a little bit slow. So I wanted to have your take a little bit on teams like, for example, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Right, Vasilevsky hasn't really performed to the levels of Vasilevsky. Hagel, I think, has 1 point so far in the last 6 games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is this just a veteran team that's slowly
Well,
getting their footing, or?
Well, listen, let's not underestimate them. They're a fantastic team, even to today. I mean, they are a little bit older, and they've played a huge amount of of ice hockey. I'm thinking ball hockey still. They've been playing continuously. They've been involved in every single season in the playoffs. They're getting a little bit older, but yet again, you cannot count them out. Yes, it's early in the season, but then again, look at the Edmonton Oilers. They're underachieving too, and
Yeah.
it's not looking good already for these guys.
So you're expecting this to be a bounce back, right? Like they're gonna get their footing like pretty quickly in the East. It's a competitive East.
You can never You can never count them out if you have Braden Point, you got Cooch, you got like you said before, you got Hagel, you got the big stud in the back in Edmund, and Vasilevsky is still considered one of the greatest goaltenders in our league today. I mean, if you look at the rosters these days, you can't see too many good goaltenders in a hockey team. You got Ottinger, you got Shesterkin, and then you got Vasilevsky in that mix. So you can never count them out when you got uh, and of course a goaltender. So these guys, I think they're going to bounce back.
Yeah.
And just to touch on Vasilevsky, in 4 games, he's got a 3.5 goals against average and an 882 save percentage. He's never had a goals against average above 2.7 or 2.9.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Small sample size, right?
if you take his career, there's a bounce back coming. Like, this is not sustainable what he's doing.
Right. Right. Agreed. What's next,
I agree.
Lewis Jr.?
I agree.
Next, it's the New York Rangers, another underachieving team. that
Oof.
just beat the Montreal Canadiens 4-3 in a wild game,
They
actually.
went 3 home games without scoring consecutively.
Yeah, they could win on the road, but they can't win at home. So,
Or score.
Peter, I know you're a big Penguins fan, and the
Well, they
Rangers, it's close to home there. So, what can you tell us about this Rangers slow start?
So I'll tell you a few things about the Rangers. First and foremost, they got our old coach, and Mike Sullivan, who to me was a fantastic coach during the this
Yeah.
beautiful era that we lived for the last maybe 10 years. But you know, the team is getting a little bit older, and somebody's got to take the blame. But yeah, when you have a coach like that, players will take a little bit of time to get into the groove and obviously to understand his style of game. But we beat them 2-0 in their home opener, which was a little bit harsh for them. And
Yeah.
then they give us a whipping a couple of nights later. I think they beat us like 6-1. So listen, it's another great team. When you got guys like Fox and Panarin and you got Lafreniere and then um, who else do they have who's a big stud right now?
Fox. Adam
Miller,
Fox.
It's not coming to
JT
me.
Miller.
Well, JT Miller. There you go. So when you got boys like that, you just don't want to wake up that beast because they're still considered to be one of the good ones in the East. So you cannot count these guys out either. You got Shesterkin and Fox in the back there. No, I mean these guys are dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to your point, Panarin, I think, started off the first 3 games barely getting any points, and then he just goes off and has 1 goal, 5 assists.
Well, he got a goal and assist
There you
against
go.
the Canadians on Saturday.
But that's how quick he could turn it around,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Well, look, just like that, he's got 6 points in 7 games.
But
Yeah,
But don't forget, guys, too. Like they lost a lot of studs too in that team, right? You got Kreider that left. Then they made a couple of big trades at the end of the season, so you got to give them some time. I think everybody. It's still very early in the season.
yeah. It's a new coach as well, right? So it takes a little bit of time there.
Are
Oh,
you
we
guys
lost
still
you a little
there?
bit there.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
we
lost
have
you a
lost
little
you.
bit there, but you're back.
Yes. So, like I was saying, it does take a little bit of time. You need at least 10 regular season games to get back into the groove. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was mentioning before, actually, it's a new coach, like you said, right? So it takes time for this guy to implement his team, his system. It's not always you walk in and all of a sudden everything clicks right off the bat.
Correct.
All right, Junior, you have another team for us that's underachieving?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the Western Conference, and we're gonna talk about the LA Kings, who were supposed to be a lot better than they are as of right now. The LA Kings sit 30th in the league with 1 win, 3 losses, and 2 overtime losses in 6 games. So basically 4 points in 6 games. That's pretty crappy if you ask me. Um, Look, they were always a fight. They were always in the playoffs. They were always almost you can pencil them in to play the Oilers in the first round.
Right.
And right now it's looking like the LA Kings are at the beginning of the end of their playoff era, if you will.
You really
Uh,
think so?
I mean, look,
Well,
they just lost Kopitar, and we don't know how serious that is. And it is his farewell tour as well. But their guys are just not showing up, and they can't win. They have guys like we've seen Joel Armia play for how long? And every time he was put on the top six, we were like, why is he on the top six? And here he is playing top 6 minutes with the LA Kings. So something needs to change in LA.
Well, I think they still got these two great hockey players in Kevin Fiala and Adrian Kempe. These two guys could by themselves take a game to another level. And right now, I just feel that they don't have that groove with what's that other young stud there? They got
Byfield.
Byfield.
Byfield. There you go. So I think it's just a matter of time for them to they still got a lot of injuries right now, like you said, in Kopitar and a couple of other key players, and they're again very early in the season. Still a team I think that could do some defensive damage in the West.
Yeah, so a bit of an overreaction, basically, to think that they're not going to be as good as we thought, right?
Yeah, it's but their back end is a little shaky, and you know how Quemper is. We keep saying it year in and year out. He's good one year, average another. So we'll see. It's very very early.
Yeah,
Anything can change in a heart. They can go 4-0 next week, and the table is turned. Right?
Yeah, yeah. Very early in the season, but still something to be
correct.
concerned about, something maybe to look at, especially if that Anze Kopitar injury lasts a little bit longer than we would want it to. Peter, last year, what did you think about the Calgary Flames? Because they made the playoffs?
No, they were
No,
just shy.
they
They were
just
They
just
missed
shy,
it,
sorry.
just shy.
They were just shy of the playoffs last year. And all of a sudden this year, they're not really showing up either. So was it like Dustin Wolf to you, or is that team just in a full rebuild and they just don't know it yet?
Well, they lost a key component in Andrew Mangiapane, who's playing right now for the Edmonton Oilers, which for me, I think he was a little spark plug for that team. But I did watch the other night them play against the Edmonton Oilers, and Kazim Kadri could still play. Now with Hubie coming back, I think they're going to create some great chemistry. And they got a couple of young studs in that team that they could keep up with that particular team. I think their back end, if Dustin Wolf does play well, their defense is pretty good too. Okay, they got Uyghur, they got
A-
what's his name,
Anderson.
Ras Anderson.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I mean, they're the other night they played a lot better than the Edmonton Oilers. I could tell you that much. And they had a couple of young kids that could still skate and keep up with a pretty fast Edmonton Oilers team. Let me tell you.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they
absolutely.
might just be missing a bit of that elite talent that could just win them games when they're a little off.
Well, Perek came in on defense, right? And he's played a few games here.
He only
Just
played
one.
one game.
He only played one
yeah,
game.
just one. So we
I
don't
thought
know.
there was two. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's like,
One goal in one game.
well,
no,
I think maybe you should play him a little
yeah.
more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You think?
If he's putting it in,
But they
play
have
him
that
more.
other kid. What's that other kid's name? Cor.
Coronado.
Oh no,
Coronado.
Matt
he's
It
Coronado.
played
starts
5
with the
games.
C. Coronado.
Yeah.
So he's
Oh
he
no.
he that kid could play hockey. So
Yeah.
I mean, they got a team.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Just to you're right. He played 4 games and has 0 points.
Oh, for Perek.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Perek.
yeah. That's right. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, sometimes
you don't
maybe
believe
good.
me.
Yeah.
These Italians. I don't
So,
know.
do we think Dustin Wolf could turn it around, or his numbers haven't been great? Unfortunately, is that him coming out slow, or is it just the team in front of him that's letting him down?
What do you always say about second-year players?
Sophomore stunt with them. It's
Sophomore.
hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, but he also last year I think
Yeah.
it was a lot of adrenaline going into
Yeah.
Calgary, right? Pushing because they saw they had a chance, and now teams are not playing backup goalies against Calgary. Just like Montreal, teams are not playing backup goalies anymore. When you're playing these teams, teams are ready for you. So if you're not ready to play, you're not catching anybody by surprise anymore. And I think that's where Calgary's getting a reality check this year.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, let's go to more
Well,
positive.
for me right now, for me the yeah, but before we continue, for me the biggest upset this year again, Edmonton Oilers. I think the guy Skinner is not that good in the back, and I think they're having a very hard time with their defensemen pinching in, and they get caught very easily in a lot of 2-on-1s. Bouchard the other night, I think he had like 2 bad giveaways.
Exactly what I was going to mention.
Nurse is playing, yeah. So I mean, uh, I don't know. It doesn't look good again for the Edmonton Oilers. And very early in the season, we expected them to do some serious damage. I think in that division because everybody doesn't look that strong. But it's anybody's division right now. It doesn't look good.
But at my point with Edmonton, you pick up Connor Ingram at half the salary. Why aren't you even attempting to start him right now?
Because the problem was after his terrible game, Skinner, he came back and got a shutout.
Yeah, but now he's gonna have 3 extra
Yeah.
terrible games. He's like a Tristan Jarry. Well,
Yeah, there you
used to
go.
Tristan Jarry. Like
He
could
wins,
lead-
he gets a
No,
shutout,
but
and
leads-
he loses the
could
rest
lead,
of the week.
He could
Yeah.
lead the league in shutouts, but then
Lose the other games by 7.
Lose the other games by 7. And like Peter said, I think Skinner is a terrible goalie. I don't know why they keep on just going with him. It makes no sense.
Peter, how do you
Guys,
feel
it's
about? Go
for
ahead.
me. It's sometimes, yeah, for me sometimes is what kind of a goal do you let in, and guys like Tristan Jarry or Stuart Skinner could just allow that deflating goal. Like I mean, they
Yeah.
eat these guys just allow that goal that. Oh my God! Like, how did that go in? Like, they're those type of goalies.
Yes, agreed.
I just want to touch on Bouchard again because Bouchard, we were able to live with these mistakes because he was so productive offensively. And now I know people are complaining, Edmonton Oilers fans are complaining, oh, everyone's on him, but like when he gets points, nobody says anything. Yeah, because when he gets points, I could live with those mistakes. But now you're making those mistakes, they're costly, but you're not helping make up for it because you have 0 points in 6 games and you play 25 minutes a night. Who's the real Evan Bouchard?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
There you go.
Offense kind of makes you forget about
Yeah.
defense. But if you're not putting it in, yeah, it's not looking good.
Let's move on to more optimistic things.
All right, more optimistic things here, Peter.
More better things.
More better, yeah. Seattle Kraken. So the Seattle Kraken is a team that kind of has a. We always make fun of them in the sense that they're a bunch of second line team, right? They have 4 second lines. They don't have any superstars, but somehow they're starting the year pretty strong.
Undefeated.
They lost to the Canadiens.
Not
In
in
regulation, yeah.
No,
They're like a pain in the ass. Honestly, that's what they are. When you play them, that's what they are because they're always in it.
I find that there are a bunch of sandpaper players. They got this kid Jared McCann. He played for the Penguins, so that was for me one of the bad trades. I think we lost. No, we gave him away to the expansion, and I was seriously depressed when we lost that player. And look at him every single night. Whenever there's a goal, he's on the score sheet all the time.
Yeah.
Jared McCann, great hockey player. And
Yes.
then there's another 15 of those guys on that team, right? So, and then you got Shane Wright, who is still trying to prove a point. He wants to show the NHL world that I should have been that number one. Um, I think there's a lot of growing up to do still in that team, but
Yeah.
they're going on the right direction from what I see.
Yeah.
Huge game by Shane Wright versus the Leafs on Saturday night.
Yes, huge
Huge.
game for Shane Wright. And you know what? I think it was producer Vince that mentioned that Shane Wright is going to end up outproducing Matty Beniers in your estimation, right?
I think Shane Wright's gonna be their number 1 centerman, and Berniers will be their number 2 centerman. It's just his offensive output seems to be
Getting better.
Getting better, and Matty Beniers seems to just have hit a not a decline, but like a steady line where there's no going up. So it'll be that team will be interesting
Yeah.
to see how they turn. Now they lost Montour for a few weeks for personal reasons, so that defensive line takes a hit. But I mean, they're
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if you look at the standings, they're undefeated in regulation.
And we keep waiting for Joey Decourt to like go back to the guy nobody knew. And he just keeps winning, and he keeps, he has a 912 save percentage, a 2.3 goals against average. He just keeps putting up great numbers.
Yeah.
It's
Which is surprising because I own him in fantasy. So I expected him to do much worse.
you
Oh,
didn't
wow.
trade him yet, that's why. Who else are we optimistic about?
Well, we're also optimistic about the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah.
So this is a team that's battling with Montreal, maybe for that final wild card spot, and Ottawa. But Ottawa suffered a big injury recently. Detroit is doing very well. They have what's the record?
They're 5. They lost their first game, and they're on a 5
5-1.
streak.
Yeah.
That's
5
right.
and 1.
That's right. 5-1.
That's
So,
right.
like, is this the team? And by the way, they finally let their veterans, some of these veterans, sit and started playing the young
Yeah.
kids, and it seems to be working for them. So I don't know. It's always hard to manage between the veteran that you know and the rookie that is coming into the league and trying to prove something in the league. Like, how do you manage that, and how does that work? It seems to be working for Detroit, but Peter, what are your thoughts on Detroit here?
Well, Dylan Larkin has been a player that has proven year after year that he's going to get you those 70, 80 points consistently. And then with Mason Raymond obviously being hurt right now, uh, it gives you a chance and an opportunity to bring up these young kids. And how beautiful will it be when Mason Raymond comes back? So sometimes, you know, losing a great player could somehow, and it doesn't happen with the Penguins, unfortunately. There you are. You have all these young kids coming up, and they're all producing, and you know you haven't even heard of them. So they've got three good balanced lines from what I've seen. I watched the Detroit game the other night, and good for them. I mean, yes, it's still a little bit early, you know, jinx, but I mean, with Larkin being healthy, I think this is a great team to watch in the future.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt that Talbot went 3-0 in his starts, 1.78 goals against, 9.32 save percentage. I mean, he started the season on fire, and Gibson started late. But after game one, the coach called out some players, and the players that got called out, it seems like they came out to play. So and they just got back Lucas Raymond now. So
Yeah, he played
he
today, got
played
a point.
today. Yeah. So it's
I said
definitely
Mason before. You're right,
yeah.
Lucas Raymond.
Yeah, but it's a team to
Yeah.
watch. It's definitely a team to watch and be aware of in the East.
Yeah, and you know what? I think the Gibson thing that you mentioned is very interesting because, some people said that Gibson is the savior of this team, but obviously it looks like Talbot has a say in that.
Yeah, well, look, Gibson got the win today versus the Oilers.
He's
They
two
won
and one.
4-2.
Yeah.
So he's back at 2-1. His first start was really, really bad. But look, it's early for everybody.
It's early for
It's
everybody.
early.
That's
It's early
absolutely.
for
I think
everybody.
that's the theme of this season so far.
And we could say the same about the next team we're going to talk about.
All right,
The-
so Peter, let's talk about the Montreal Canadiens here. You're from Montreal, but
Ooh,
you're not a Montreal Canadian fan, right? I want to know your thoughts on the Montreal Canadiens. They started off what 4-2 now.
yeah.
Pretty nice start to the season for Montreal. Habs fans are buzzing, but why don't you throw some cold water on us? Let us know what you think
okay.
about
So
Montreal.
listen, first time in a very long time, I could easily say that, and I'm going to start with Kent Hughes here. I think Kent Hughes should manage a country. I mean, with what contracts he's been giving right now, I mean, I'm being serious. I think they should have him in Canada right now, trying to control our budget because this guy has figured it out. He's paying guys. I mean, look what he signed Caulfield the other time. Look what he signed Noah Dobson. Look what he's signing right now with the young guy
Hudson.
Hudson. Um, yeah. So I mean, this guy has figured it out. And right now, if the cap still goes up, these guys are going to be signing for 5, 6 years at a very minimal price because the cap will go. I foresee it at 120,000 very shortly. These guys, I'm telling you, they're really dangerous. For me, right now, Montreal is a top five youngest blue line. And I think in the next 5 years, these guys could be extremely dangerous. They just need that extra good goaltender. I don't think I'm sold on Montalbo. I'm not sold on Dobish either. Is that kid Fowler the real deal? If that guy does become a stud, look out. Montreal Canadiens are going to be dangerous, very dangerous.
Yeah, I mean we mentioned Montembeau between us, right? As
Yeah.
we were kind of discussing, and we were saying, okay, well, Montembeau is the real deal. Is he not? I was originally very high on him coming into the season because he had
We
such
all
good
were.
underlying numbers. But he's kind of starting off as a
He's allowing like we mentioned it before. So far this year, he's allowing a bad goal at the wrong time.
yeah
And that happened with the Rangers. The 3-2 goal was a goal he should never have let in.
yeah
And it went in. I just want to temper expectations because the Canadians have won 4 games. But in the manner that they won those games, it's because they decided to play in the third period or at the end of the third period and overtime. So this is still a very young team that's learning how to play 60 minutes. Don't expect the Canadians to be winning 70 to 80% of their games. It's gonna be a rocky road to hopefully they make the playoffs. But from what I can see, because they're such a young team, they haven't established how to play a full 60 minutes at that high compete level they show towards the end of the games.
you always have to hit your mic at least
Every
once.
single time.
You
by the
always
way,
hit your
every
mic.
single time.
Um,
Well, guys,
Final
there's a
thoughts on
big
the
buzz
Canadians?
going on right now with them. Yeah, I think there's a big buzz happening right now with Demidov,
Yeah,
and the kid is playing some extremely good hockey. Um, I think they're very well coached right now with Marty St. Louis. It's a hockey team that's going in the right direction,
Yeah.
and good for them because it's been something that's been brewing for many, many, many years. I mean, there's I'm gonna be a hater, and I would say, you know what, I haven't seen them be that team since 1993, and don't talk to me about that COVID, whatever you want to call it, uh, uh, the bubble series, whatever you want to call it. For me, that wasn't hockey, but
yeah,
again, it's a very exciting time for Montreal fans, and let's hope that they're still very healthy. Slavkovsky needs to pick up his game. I think Anderson and Kirby Doc need to be those guys who are going to be carrying the team also. I mean, three dangerous lines. Montreal Canadiens, look out, and their defensemen are starting to become very, very elite. Top five in my books, the greatest team to have those six studs right now. Very dangerous team. Look out for Montreal Canadiens.
When the Montreal Canadiens are good or trending upwards, the city is vibing.
yeah. The city, there's a
And
buzz, right?
you're in the restaurant business. Have you seen a difference in terms of business now that the Canadians are winning? Do people want to come out more and watch the games, or is it just regular business as
So
usual?
no. For me, guys, listen, I own a Casa Grec. It's a family restaurant. We don't have TV screens in our
Okay.
restaurant. If the Canadians are doing well, they're not coming to Casa Grec. So for me, it's a problem if the Montreal Canadiens are for me, it's a problem if they play hockey, but you know what? It's not about me. It's about the buzz in the city. And you know what? I'm sure that it helps a lot of businesses, and it's always good to have a team that's really exciting. Look at Toronto right now with the Blue Jays. I mean, it's a buzz. It creates a
Yeah,
great buzz, and it's good for everyone.
Yeah.
yeah. You're absolutely right about that. It does create a buzz. It's good for the city. Um, eventually they're not playing every day, Peter. So there's people coming to your restaurants in between, in between the games. We wanted to end
There
our
you go.
segment. We wanted to end our segment with your Pittsburgh Penguins. Um, they started off pretty well,
Better than people thought.
better than people thought. At least a lot of people were saying this is a rebuilding team. Dubas is gonna fire everybody and get
Cros-
rid of a bunch of people.
Give Crosby to
Crosby's
Montreal
gonna
for
become
free.
a Habs.
Crosby's gonna become a Hab and all this other hoopla that's going on.
Malkin has rejuvenated 20 years.
Malkin, he's like Benjamin Button this year. He's going backwards in time
Nine
instead of
points in 6 games, guys.
yeah, Back to the Future maybe.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Good
I'm
for
happy
him
for him.
because and what makes me sad about Malkin. Remember, you guys, when they mentioned the top most I guess the top 100 best hockey players
yes,
uh, all time. They didn't even consider him in the top 100, and I think that triggers him. I think that really triggers him.
yeah, yeah. I agree.
I have to ask you about one player I think we're all wondering about. Who's Justin Brazeau? This
Listen,
guy,
it's
4 goals, one
it's a
assist, 5 points in
great.
6 games.
I find that that's a great story. And you know what? Sometimes some people need to change area code, like we call it. Some guys just rejuvenate. If you guys see how Jonathan Drouin is playing right now with the Islanders, you guys are gonna freak. I mean, it's one of those same stories right now. Brazo and Anthony Mantha. I don't know if it's Malkin who inspires them, but that's one dangerous line right now in the NHL. And they're big boys and they skate real hard. And I'm telling you, these guys are gonna cause damage if they stay healthy.
Yeah, I mean, Brazo was I think he was in Toronto on the AHL team last year and never really cracked the NHL team. He goes to Pittsburgh and he's getting a chance and he's playing with one of the greats in Malkin and he's a big boy. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Like
He knows how to use his body.
and it's hard to get anybody
And he's
off
got
from
good
off
hands.
the pack. Yeah, good hands too. Absolutely.
So Peter, with Pittsburgh, do you think this is the final farewell for the veterans, and now they're gonna go in the next year or two? They're gonna be going into a full rebuild, or do you think this could be done in a retool fashion where they can turn it around in 3-4 years?
I I I honestly believe that if the Pittsburgh Penguins, by the time right after I would say the Olympics, they're not going to be a playoff team. I
Hmm.
think we're going to see a couple of guys going, and I don't know if Sid is going to be that guy. I doubt it, but I think one of those big boys in the back like Crystal Tang or Carlson for sure.
Hmm.
Brian Rust could be a name that a lot of teams might be interested in. Um, it's sad because it was such a wonderful team to watch in the mid 2010s. Even though we had a lot of our guys being hurt back then, these guys knew how to play hockey. And you had the Bonino line, and then you had Sid, and you had all those sandpaper players in the 3 and 4 lines. I mean, they gave a great example of what a team needs to look like to win a Stanley Cup, and that's why we won back to back. And right now, yes, we're on a rebuild. I'm not too excited about the young guys that are playing right now, and I mean, we still need to give them a chance. But
Yeah.
I'm very happy with one of the players, one of the defensemen we picked up so in this year. His name is Jay. Could it be
You just cut off
What
there.
was the name, Peter, again?
Shay? Shay.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
he's over here. Where I'm trying to look at his Ryan
SHEA.
Shea.
Ryan Shea.
Yeah.
He's playing some good hockey. He's playing with Crystal Tynes side by side, and he's playing some really good hockey right now. So, we're still trying to see what chemistry looks like. I mean, there's a new coach. The whole coaching staff is different. So,
Yeah.
they're going to take some time to adapt, and let's give them also a chance. We're not the Washington Capitals, but I mean, goaltending is still an issue in our team. So let's see what's going to happen in the next couple of games.
But you said
Not
goaltending there.
winning.
I'm telling you, watch out for this guy you have, Sergei Morozov. He's gonna be. I know a lot of people are looking at Blumquist. He's gonna be your future goalie and maybe the next Vasilevsky.
But what
This-
about Silovs?
Silov has started the
He
season
started off pretty
great.
well. 2 wins, one loss. Like who from a fan perspective, we think Mershov here is the guy, but from a fan perspective, do you see it the same way, or do you think that maybe Silovs has the potential to be that number one guy?
No, I think Murshov is exactly like you guys have that Fowler kid. It's just a matter of time when we get a correct lineup. And I think, like you guys said, I think he's gonna be a stud in the back there, and hopefully hopefully we have a bright future because I was since 1993. I'm telling you. No, listen. I mean, in the mid '90s, when Mario retired, things started going downhill, and then those early years of 2000 were brutal to watch. I mean, it was bad hockey. It was really bad hockey.
Yeah.
Well, our producer here believes that you guys are winning the lottery and gonna end up getting Gavin
Gavin
McKenna.
I said it from the beginning.
He said it from the beginning, so it's gonna be the
I
right
agree.
time
I hope
to
so.
get Sidney Crosby out, Gavin McKenna in, right? And then you never are without a superstar player on your team. Because what a great story, Mario to Sidney
Yeah,
was a
exactly.
great story, and now potentially another great story coming up. Um, Peter, any final thoughts before we let you go here?
Listen, my final thoughts are that you guys are a lot of beauties in there, and I could see you, but you guys are beauties. I love what you guys are doing. Thank you for inviting me at your show, and this was a lot of fun. I hope I'm invited once again, and I wish you guys all the best of luck because you know what, we are kind of missing something like this. It takes us away from our regular routines, and it's fun
Yeah.
to talk hockey with a bunch of beauties like you guys. Know their stuff, and I'm very, very proud of you guys. I hope you guys become successful, and this thing takes you to a different height.
Thank you. That's
Wow,
very
Thank you
thank you.
very
We
kind.
much, Peter.
appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Very kind, Peter.
And where, if people want to follow along to see what you're up to, where can they follow?
Well, the icon is always on Facebook, giving people the every Monday I do a little podcast in my car with on the beginning. And obviously I give out the truth of what's happening in our world today and of course everything that's going on in our Greek community. So stay tuned every Monday, the icon in his car between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. It's about a half an hour skit. Sometimes keep your kids away from the screen, but it's a lot of fun and we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun putting out the truth out there.
Excellent, Peter. Really enjoyed you having being on here, and really appreciate you taking the time to join us today.
This was fun.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It's
We-
always been fun, but
We will talk once you win the lottery draft here.
Yeah, once you get Connor Gavin
Gavin
McKenna, we're gonna talk again for sure.
Or maybe before.
Maybe
This was
before.
good.
Maybe before.
Okay, guys. Oh,
Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Take
very much.
care.
anytime.
Thank you again.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care. Bye bye.